Hey, happy Tuesday, guys. Thanks for joining tonight. Appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. Thanks for joining the stream, Bambino Tech here, or Bambino here on the Bambino Tech channel. Going to be flying some Flight Simulator 2020 tonight and hanging out in the Thunder OnAir stream, or I should say OnAir world, if you will. Chef on Speed, thanks for joining. Drusters, how you doing? Good to see you in there in the chat. Guys, please feel free to say hello in the chat if you're watching. And tonight is all about getting to know virtual airlines. Diesel, how you doing? Thanks for joining, man. I've been pinging around the on-air Discord, asking questions, trying to figure stuff out, and figuring my way around the gotchas, which there are some that you need to be aware of with virtual airlines and on-air. It's a really cool concept, but it's really kind of like in the alpha phases, and it's known that it is, and they're really, I guess they're kind of looking for feedback. And the good news is they have a great suggestion system on their Discord, so a lot of people are making some good suggestions, and hopefully those will get implemented into the virtual airline feature available in Thunder, which is really cool. In a nutshell, aside from your company, which you have when you're in Thunder, mine is VR Aviation, you can set up a virtual airline. And in that virtual airline, you can buy planes, you can buy FBOs, you can bring on pilots, you can have investors, all sorts of things. So it really opens up the world from being a entrepreneurial pilot, nomad, or mercenary nomad flying from airport to airport to now being part of a group. And there's a social aspect to it. At least that's the way I kind of see it. There's a social aspect to it, and which is kind of a cool thing. So we're going to dive into that a little bit tonight. I do have a virtual airline set up on Thunder, and we'll take a look at that. I have purchased my first FBO. Take a look at that. I may buy a plane tonight. I may buy an aircraft tonight. Take a look at that. And we're going to just go through some of the basics of VAs. Tech and Toys, how you doing? You figured you'd watch while you're flying up to KCPK in the flight simulator. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for watching, man. Appreciate it. Well, assuming you're a dude, sorry. Thanks for watching. I shouldn't gender you. My apologies. But anyway, so we're going to get into virtual airlines. I will tell you right now, disclaimer, I'm learning. Unfortunately, there's no detailed manual on it yet. I know they're working on that. They want to, on-air kind of wants to have it defined and some of the kinks worked out of it. And there are some issues that you have to be very careful of in the way it's set up now. And I'm sure in the next iteration, they're going to be fixing some things. So in any event, I found out some things. We're going to, and you guys, hopefully you guys will find out some things. If you know something or if you got some suggestions, please put it in the chat. I'd love to hear it. All right, so let's get into it. So we're going to dive into the world here in Thunder. Ding, ding, ding. All right. So right now in my personal account, I've got 670,000 in cash. Been flying the Challenger in X-Plane 11 VR, which is a great plane to make money. Two of the best planes I found so far were the Longitude in Flight Simulator and the Challenger in X-Plane. If you've got either one of those planes, you can make a good chunk of money. The Challenger is a little bit better because it's got a longer range and it can carry more freight, so you can do some money. Hey, Take Six, how you doing? Thanks for joining. So you can do some more damage with that than you can with the throttled back Longitude. We all know that. Well, most of us know that Asobo needs to fix that plane so that it's accurate to its real specs. Right now, it's got like a 850-mile limit, pretty much, and a limit on the cargo. So they're gonna hopefully fix that. I think the cargo has a limit. No, maybe the cargo's right. It's the gas that's wrong. Any event, it needs to be fixed. Once that happens, it's going to be a very valuable plane and on-air. So when you get the rated 4,000 nautical mile distance out of it, and you can put 14,000 pounds on it, it'll be a moneymaker. But anyway, so I made most of this money flying those two planes. I don't own any planes yet. I don't in my personal VRAA. It's all about just being a pilot. But then if I go to virtual airline, this is basically managing your virtual airline. If you see here, I've got VR Aviation Air. It's a little confusing. This is the virtual airline. I thought about seeing if I could change the name of my actual company to make it a little less confusing. But I've got 1.5 mil in cash. And what I've basically been doing is I've been slowly putting in equity. Okay, just buying owner's equity. I think I've got like I could tell you here, properties. No, it's not under there. If I go to operations, I got 1.75 million in equity right now. Oh, you're really enjoying the 7-day trial? Like to keep the business small only, and maybe 1 or 2 pilots in the future. Yeah, it's cool. That's the cool thing about it. You can keep it as small as you like or make it as big as you like. That's the cool thing about it. So I'm just continuing to pop money in here as I go along to build up the cash. I've already purchased an FBO at Kingman, which I'll show you in a second, and that was about 220,000. So that explains the difference in cash, and then rent doing some other stuff. So, but anyway, so if we take a look at that, if we go to FBOs, there's the FBO at KIGM, Kingman. I basically bought fuel tanks for 12,000 gallons to start. I can always upgrade those. I realize now, like, I didn't really need to do tie downs or sleeping rooms. I don't know why. I didn't know anything about it, so I just did it. Okay, and you can see here I'm still upgrading it until it actually it's taking 6 days to upgrade an FBO, which to me is crazy. But fuel got delivered, which is good. I'm actually going to change the price of gas. Well, let me change that. Oh, there you go. There you go. I'm going to make it like $7 a gallon, 7.05. That's weird. You know, I'm just going to type it here. $7. $7. All right. So these are the parameters. Hey, how you doing there? That's my wife playing drums, Jeff. She's practicing. She's a drummer. Perfect time in the stream. Just made an emergency landing running my plane at a fuel on air. I had that a few times. Actually, almost happened to me today, actually. Yeah, thanks. She's 2 years ago, Christmas, I bought her lessons for a gift and a small drum kit, like not quite a beginner's, but a decent drum kit. Her whole life she always wanted to play the drums, and so I made that dream come true. And she actually tells me that it's probably the best gift I ever gave her, next to her engagement ring. So I thought that was pretty cool. But anyway, and I'm a guitar player, so we actually can jam together, which is awesome. It happened to you today, yeah, in the TBM. Oof. Yeah, thanks. She's doing really well with it. All right, so Kingman. I want it to be not Kingman. All right, so anyway, so just raising the price of gas a little bit because I want to make money on it. We're playing 731 and 333 and 371. Probably raise this a little bit so we make this 25. There you go. All right. So that's that. Go back to the FBOs. We only have one FBO, and this is going to be this is going to be the base of the virtual airline. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to change that name. I don't like that. Kingman. All right, so yeah, so this is where you kind of do all your logistics and stuff and your work agreements. I have yet to build a workshop, which I will do at some point. All right, but that's basically where we are with that. Now, I did pick a couple of jobs here, so I could demonstrate that. What I did was I basically went into Kingman and picked a couple of jobs that were going pretty close by to Laughlin. And then I picked a few jobs coming back from Laughlin, so we could do a couple of test flights. And to do jobs, it's pretty simple. Which you basically, this is the thing about virtual airlines. I'm going to call them VAs from now, just to make it easy. So let's say that I wanted to pull a job in for the virtual airline. I go to the job board for my group, and let's say I wanted to go a specific airport. So I go KIFP, right? So that's Laughlin. So I enter, boom. These are all the jobs going to Laughlin. And all I can, if I want to, I just take them. Like I'll take this one, for example. Okay? And when I take it, now this job will only, when a member of the group goes to Kingman, only the member of the group will see those jobs. So basically we're tagging these jobs for our virtual airline. Okay? And this is a function that the manager of the airline has to do, right? You have to basically go to different airports and get jobs for people, and what kind of the best thing, I'm thinking the best way to do that would be to have like round trips, right? It's kind of what I'm used to in FS economy. So if you have like, 1,000 pounds or 5,000 pounds going to Laughlin, then you have 5,000 pounds of jobs coming back to IGM, because you're going to have I'm figuring you're going to have your aircraft owned by the VA, right? And you're going to want your pilots to keep it within a good distance of where where everybody is, right? Because it's part of, I guess, part of like VA management, if you will. You just start a Thunder today, have a long, yeah. So here's a little hint: don't buy anything until you've got like a lot of, like, at least $1 million. Just keep flying. Are you in Microsoft Flight Simulator? If you are, try to get up into the planes that can carry lots of cargo, especially the Longitude. The Longitude will help you because you'll be able to do $50,000 jobs at a time. You could set up round trips, and don't be afraid to use simulator acceleration a little bit on long trips where you're, flying on autopilot at 28,000 feet for a long time. But it took me a long time to build up whatever it is. I think I got, let's say, 1.7 and 6, so like 2.3 million. I think I've netted so far. So it takes a while. Yeah, King Air is good too. The King Air 300 is good too. Yeah, FS 2020. So you want those planes that can. Don't buy a Cessna. I mean, I'm just telling you. Listen, you may want to buy a Cessna, but if your goal is to make a good chunk of money, don't waste your money on like a Cessna, or even like, don't go below like a Baron, right? Because Baron's 5 seats, right? You're going to see tonight, I'm going to probably buy a DH62, and my reasoning for that is a DH62 has 6 seats, where I think it's 6, where the TBM, even though it's faster, only has 5 seats, and they both carry the same amount of cargo. So a little bit faster, but I can put an extra seat if I have, and I can make a little bit more money. I probably want to have one of each eventually, but you want to be able to. The key is to make about $75,000. Once you make $75,000, then you can fly. Then you can rent a Longitude. Okay, and once you can rent a Longitude, because you have to put down, let's say it's $5,300 an hour to rent it. You got to put a bond down of $53,000, which you get back as long as you return the plane to the same airport. You get all that back. but you have to have 75 grand because you got to put the bond down, you got to pay for the rent, and you got to have enough money to buy fuel. One of the big mistakes I made was when I made like 60 grand, I said, oh, I'm going to rent a Longitude. I rented the Longitude, I transported to the place, I did all this, and then I realized I get to put the job together, and I'm like, I don't have enough money for gas. So I had to like get rid of it all and go back to renting TBMs and DA 62s to make an extra 10 grand so I could afford the gas to put in to fly my first job with a Longitude. And once you do that, then you're just longituding all around because you can do, you know, $50, $60, $70,000 jobs, and the money stacks up pretty quick when you start to doing that. Your whole yeah, the VA operates with other real players. Yes, so basically it's like it's a virtual airline. So there's a manager of the VA. So if you look at the structure here, let me just go here. Hold on. Yeah. So there's the founder, which is me, BR Aviation. Okay. This is called the founder. And then you can add in shareholders if you'd like, if they want equity investment. Okay. Got to manage that. Haven't done that yet, so I don't know all the details of that. And then you've got members. Here's the founder. And then you've got other members. These are folks that are interested in flying. Some of you guys have already applied. I'm not accepting yet until they work out some of the details, as we all kind of agreed on Discord we want them to do. After you ran my Cessna out of fuel, you sold it and bought a Baron looking for 20K jobs now. There you go. See, you may rent a Longitude. There you go. So what you just keep moving your way up. But once you get to the Longitude, the money builds up fast. You know? And then if you can ever fly like an A320, get those kind of jobs, the long range, big jobs. But I'll tell you, I did a job yesterday with the Challenger, an X-plane in VR, and it was a $300,000 job. Now it was like 1,800 miles, a couple of trips, and when I coordinated I added like another 80 grand of return trips that I found on the way back. So you have to like be smart about figuring the best capacity and using your fuel to its best advantage. It really makes you think, which is kind of cool about it. So anyway, this is the structure that they have now. Hopefully they'll be adding like different structures, like have a member or just a pilot, and they should add a little bit of variation to this. But in any event, this is the structure of the company. Okay, so we got the FBO. We don't have any airports yet. We've got the job set up at Kingman. Okay, so now here's the thing: when you have, if you can see here, I've got this. Hold on, operations. No. I'm just gonna remember. Okay, you can see I have a sharing policy. Sharing policy is basically it's a pilot's fee. Hey, Jared, how you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate that. Good for seeing you guys. And thanks for joining. Appreciate that. You can see I've got a 70% pilot's fee. That means if you fly, when we get this going, if you fly for the VRA, you're going to assign it to your other account. Okay. You're going to get, on the end of a job, you're going to get paid 70%. Now, the reason why I have it at 70% is because there's a bit of a hole in it right now where, follow me now, if you are if you're a member of a virtual airline and you use your own plane to fly a virtual airline job, and I tested this out before, this is how I found that out, okay? You're using your own plane. You're not using a VA plane owned by the VA. You get paid the pilot's fee, whatever that percentage is, set up by the virtual airline. But you also are responsible for paying for rent, fuel, and fees because you own the plane. Okay? So the difference, though, is that if you fly a plane owned by the virtual airline, you don't have to pay rent, fees, or gas. Okay? Hey, Last Shadow, how you doing? Thanks for joining. So what they really need to do, and someone's already suggested it, and if you want to look into suggestions and hit the thumbs up on it in on OnAir's Discord, please do. Basically, having different pilot fees based upon whether you're renting using your own plane or renting your own plane, or if you're using a VA plane, right? Because if you're using a VA plane, the VA should get more of the percentage because they're fitting the bill for everything, right? If you're using your own plane, you should get more of the percentage because you're paying all the fees and stuff like that. So 70% makes sense if the VA doesn't own any planes, which is where we are right now, right? VA doesn't own any planes. But as soon as I buy a plane, now I run into a conflict because if someone uses the VA plane to fly a mission, they're going to get paid 70%. But the VA has to cover all the fees, so the VA probably is not going to make much money on that, right? So more fee if you're being an owner operator instead of a company rig. So more fee if you're being an owner operator instead of a company rig. Yes, you have to do that because if you're the owner, if you're flying for the VA, you're responsible for the fees. More income to the pilot. Yes, but they really need to have two levels of income. They need to have one if the pilot's using or renting their own plane, and another if the pilot is using or renting a VA-owned plane. Okay? Or not renting, just using a VA-owned plane. Okay? Well, I guess renting because if there's a rent on it. But anyway, so those things have to be ironed out. So, but for now, when you get started, probably your pilots are going to be using their own planes or they're going to be renting planes. And, so it makes sense to have a higher percentage because you want to give people an incentive, right? Yeah, you want to contribute to the growth of the VA. That's part of the coolness of it. But, you also don't want the VA to get all the money. So you've got to have like a happy medium where the pilot is feeling satisfied that, yeah, they're giving a little bit to the community that they belong to, but they're also building up their own bank account because they want to buy their own plane. Or let's say that I own a Longitude, right? Or you own, let's say Last Shadow owns a Longitude, and he wants to join the VR Aviation virtual airline, but he only wants to fly his Longitude, right? Because because VRA doesn't have a Longitude yet or whatever. Well, we need to have the ability to pay him more because he's going to be covering his own fees. Now, what you could also do is, and it's kind of a pain in the neck, but if I know you don't, I'm just using it as an example. But what you could also do is you could have a lower pilot's fee, and then Last Shadow could IM the manager and say, look, I just used my Longitude to fly this job, and it cost me, $30,000 in fees. Can you reimburse me some of that? Sure, or there might be a policy for that, right? So, but the thing about it is you want to have the software manage it as much as possible, because I think you want to spend more time flying and less time managing, right? That's the way I kind of look at it. So there's a happy medium. Anyway, so those are the kind of things that have to be ironed out. Let's see, Leno, makes sense. That would be the neat feature you've already have to. Someone else did. Someone else submitted it, so it's in the it's on the Discord. Just find it, and if you can, just go there if you want to find it, and just hit the thumbs up on it. That way, and it's being considered, which is good. So, will VAs get a better selection of missions compared to a single pilot? Not necessarily. I mean, they'll get the selection that the manager of the VA grabs for them, right? Because as I demonstrated, you have to go in as the VA manager, right? And you have to go into the hold on, let's see here. You have to go into the airport, and you have to basically look at the jobs, and you have to take them, and they go into a pool for the VA, right? More time flying in the flight sim. Yeah, right, exactly. That to me, that's what it should be about. More time flying. Does anyone know which suggestion number that idea is? I'm totally. Let me see if I can. I might be able to pig that for you quickly. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I may be able to find that for you. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I may be able to find it for you. Yes, I did find it for you. It is suggestion number 639. And it's being considered. And I put a thumbs up on it. Go hit the thumbs up on it. 639. Number 639. Check that out. All right. So anyway, so that's how it works here. Let's see. That airline owns because they. That the airline owns because they get more freight with FBO. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Sir Todd. I'm sorry. Anyway, so it's a job of the manager, and you have to manually do this. You got to go in, you got to select jobs for the VA. All right. I'm not sure, like, I made a suggestion, like, see, I come from the FS economy world, right? So in groups in the FS economy, which are basically like virtual airlines, if you will, a pilot for the group can fly any plane anywhere in the world, any job in the world for the group. And they get a percentage and the group gets a percentage, and the group pays all the fees, whether you rent it your own or you use a group's plane. If the group owns the plane, no one pays any fees except well, you don't pay rental, but the group pays all the other fees. But the idea is you don't have to grab jobs. You can grab jobs if you want to, but you don't have to. Like your pilots can just go anywhere and fly for the group. Here it's different. This is everything is handpicked for the pilot members to fly, right? So that's where I am as far as understanding virtual airlines. Now, there's one other major flaw, which is sort of the reason that's holding me back from really launching this thing, because I know a lot of you guys want to get involved, and we're going to do it. If you want to just, hey Joe, how you doing? Thanks for joining. We're going to do it, right? We're going to do it. It's just some things need to get ironed out before, and this is one of the major things. When you make someone a manager in a virtual airline, okay? If you go to, let's see, if you go to members, operations, if I made, like, I could accept this person and then make this person whoever Trotter is, I forget his last name, first name. Anyway, if I accepted him, made him a, and then made him a manager, the way it sits right now, he has the power to remove anybody from the group, including the founder. Okay, that's a problem. The founder, that's not an ego thing, but the founder has to have supreme power, right? And cannot be affected by a manager, right? And the manager's abilities need to be you should be able to set their abilities. Like you may want one manager that only has the ability to pick jobs, and another manager that only has the ability to dispatch planes or whatever, right? So they need to work on this whole structure a little bit, and you've got to be careful. I mean, I'm sure you guys are nice guys, and I'm not trying to be like I'm not trying to look at the world as if it's half empty, but you never know. You get someone upset of this, that, or the other thing, and they go and decide to wreak havoc in your VA, and they basically kill the founder, and they take the thing over and transfer all the money to themselves. And I think they can do that right now. So, yeah, they got to lock some of that stuff down. Let's see. So, oh, sir, I was talking about airline getting more flights on air, and I think they would with more FBOs at airport. Yes, I think you're right, because the FBO gets more flights out of those airports. I think you're right. Shouldn't the pilot pay a fee depending on the mission and the plane owned by the company he uses up front? Not sure I agree with that. Um, Not sure I agree with the pilot paying a fee up front. Dennis, well, what you stink at running. If you stink at running, I'm. I know nothing about running an airline, and to tell you the truth, I don't want to run an airline. I want to fly. What I'm hoping is when we put this thing together, there's one or two folks that are really into the administration thing, because just some people really are, and I am a little bit, but not all the time, right? That really want to do all the administration stuff, and that's because it takes a team, Need to implement, yeah, role management, exactly, some sort of role management, kind of like as Discord has. So you can set levels of permission, exactly. This person's allowed to, um, you know, take jobs, like no, but no manager should be allowed to like increase equity or make shareholders, and I think they can do all that stuff. So, like a manager has this, I think the manager has the same abilities as the founder, which isn't can't do that. You've been booted out of your own server. Oh, so you really wait, you got booted out of your own server. What do you mean? Yeah, it's not that it's Dennis, it's not that it's my baby or anyone's baby. It's that, let's say you have 5 people in there and they're all flying around, they put a lot of time in. Not that it's a chore, but it becomes like, you have a lot of time invested, and then all of a sudden a rogue person comes in and just rips it all down. It's not gonna, that's not gonna be. I mean, I know it's all virtual money and it's a first world problem and all that, but it's still gonna be really, really aggravating, right? So I want to kind of wait until the safeguards are there before we start. I may just say, okay, we'll accept pilots and not make anybody any managers. But if I do that, then I'm doing all of the assignment work, and that's a lot of work. But anyway, so what they could do is have an AI, a robot, do the assignments. That would be awesome. Let's see. Yeah, I agree. Take 6. You got to be cautious until they fix it, because, like I said, it's time. It's time. It's a lot of time put in, and I would feel responsible if 5 or 6 of us build this thing up to like $50 million and a bunch of planes, and then all of a sudden someone comes in and like wreaks havoc, steals all the money, steals a plane, sells the planes, or bankrupts the thing. Something. Who knows? So they have to work in the safeguards. It's half empty. There are people like that everywhere. Yeah, I'm not a half empty person. My wife is definitely not a half empty person. She's a half full person all the time. Have I heard or seen a timeline of? No, I don't know, Diesel. I know if you could look into suggestions that there's many things that they've considered and approved, but they have a lot to fix too. They have a lot to do. I think they threw the virtual airlines out there to get feedback, and which is in a way a good thing, I guess. And hopefully, they'll, they're making money now. They have a lot of members now, so they're making some money, so they can afford some resources to make this thing better, which is good. So, but in any event, we're dipping our toe in it, and by the time we probably open this thing up, we're gonna have I probably have 5 million invested, which means because the other thing I'm thinking about doing is like having shares. So like take like 40% of the company and dole it out into like 20 parts, like 50, 20 different share options, and you could buy up to 2 of them, right? This way you could have multiple people have a piece of the pie, which is kind of cool too. So you downloaded the M20R. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the Carenado one. You deleted it. Yeah, yeah. You want a great M20R? Here, let me tell you something. If are you X-Plane? Is that X-Plane or is that MS 2020, the M20R? Because if you're X-Plane, if you're flying X-Plane and you want a great M20, get this one. Okay. MFS, I can't help you, but if X-Plane, get this one. This one's an awesome one. It's like study level. It's really good. Yeah, Carenado. Yeah, Carenado is perfect for FS 2020 because it's basically eye candy. Sorry. Well, they're never going to sponsor me, so I don't care. Last question before putting the kids to bed. Can I join Airline if I'm not a Thunder server? No, you got to be part of the Thunder server. Well, if you want to join I'm not sure if they have VAs in the other servers. I don't think they do. But if the VA is in Thunder, you got to be part of Thunder. Got to be part of Thunder. Thunder's not bad, Dennis. Come on and dip your toe in the Thunder. Yeah, it's cool, man. You're gonna get your money's worth out of Thunder, because I was a little hesitant too, but it's and there's some things that are aggravating, like um 6 days to completely upgrade an FBO. You know, um, this time it takes to transport was really weird. Like I had one transport 400 miles. It took an hour and 45 minutes in real time, and then another transport that was 30 miles that took 45 minutes. So I'm like, what did the guy ride a bike? It's like things aren't like, I don't know. But Thunder is very challenging. You got to think. It's very thought provoking, which is good. Take 6 degree on the M20 right before moving the camera. The M20 is a speedster compared to the 172. Yeah. Problem with the M20 is you can only put 3 people in it, though. It's not gonna. It's great for flying, around, and that AFM model is really good. So anyway, let's get into this a little bit more. So I'm flying the Diamond DA62, one of my favorite planes. I love the Aero Basque one in X-Plane 11. I've probably flown that plane more than any plane in X-Plane 11. All right, Dennis. Good luck in Thunder, where I'm sure we'll see you. All right, man. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. So what we're going to do is we've got jobs set up here. So I'm going to go back to my company. Now, I know they're working on giving you the ability to have both your company and the virtual airline. Because if you switch to the virtual airline while you're flying, it aborts your flight. So don't do that. Okay. But I think they're working on fixing that. So if I go to here, there's my DA62. Now, one of the problems I don't like is that in the game, you have to buy a DA62 that works with MFS, and you got to buy a DA62 that works with X-Plane 11. When I say buy, I mean with virtual money. To me, I think it would be better if you could just buy one DA62, right? And it works. It works with MFS, and it works with, because they're like an X-Plane. or FS Economy. I can fly the DA62 with X-Planes DA62 or MFS. Doesn't matter which one. Here, you have to have, so if I want to have both, like I like to fly the DA62, I'm going to have to spend, 200, it's 500,000 instead of 250,000 to buy one. So I kind of don't like that too much. But you hate the transport thing, having to wait an hour to get your guy there. Oh, here's the one that really, really twisted me this morning. So I get, before work, before I start working, sometimes I fly a little bit, with my coffee, and I'm all set to fly the Challenger back to its location so I could turn in the rental and not get docked for like $40,000. So it's not that far away. And you need a co-pilot to fly the Challenger, right? So I get everything loaded up. Oh, let me get the co-pilot in there, and the thing's grayed out, right? And I'm like, wait a second, what's wrong with my co-pilot? He's with me for like another 4 hours. I go and look, and he's sleeping. It has like 4 Z's next to him, sleeping. Okay. I'm like, it's 10 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock in the morning or 7:30 in the morning, right? What the hell is he sleeping for? So I said, I can't wake him up. Like in real life, I go, hey, let's go. We got to go fly. You got to wake the guy up. You can't wake him up. So basically, your co-pilot has an 8-hour period, I guess, every day where they sleep, and you can't use them. So I had to hire another co-pilot, right, just for that one trip. He's got to get his rest. I know, but what? You never worked on 7 hours sleep, right? So, I mean, he only had like an hour. He had 45 minutes to go. I can't go in and wake him up early, and maybe he's a little groggy, so I got to buy coffee for him or something. No, I got to go. I got to go hire another co-pilot for like $500, or I don't care about the money, but just the point of it of like, what are you sleeping? Anyway, so thought that was funny. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to fly from IGM. Yeah, they unionized, exactly. They're on a union that they have to get their 8 hours of sleep. Don't know if you have the patience. Seems like it's going to take yeah, it's if I know, Joe, you're a FS economy guy like me. It's a different bent to it. It's a different bent to it. It's a different thing. There's really cool things about it, and there's some aggravating things about it. I think they'll work themselves out as people, kind of like give their opinion and stuff, because the company OnAir seems very willing to listen to suggestions, which is a really good thing, That's great that they really are. They really seem to be interested in that, which is really good. So, all right. So now, if I look at Kingman, okay, I don't understand something. Pending. Okay. So if I look at my pending jobs, okay. So if you were a member of the VA, you look in your pending jobs while you're at Kingman, you see those jobs in green? Those are all jobs that were handpicked by the manager of the VA. All right, they're the green highlighted ones. Okay. Don't even know if it's worth spending money on your own plane. Rent is cheap on a lot of them. Yeah, it's probably worth spending money on like a Challenger or the Longitude. But if you're going to be part of a VA, then you're going to be able to use the VA's planes and not pay any rent, right? So that's probably the best way to go, provided that the VA is paying a good fee, a good pilot's cut. Certified pilots for 2 days in training for one, yeah. So it went to Thunderwear, yeah. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people are. See, They start in Cumulus. I started in Cumulus, and then you end up going to the other one. All right. So anyway, so these are my jobs, right? So these are all the jobs that are part of that were handpicked by my virtual airline. Now I can fly these. So now I could put about 1,100 pounds. I'm not flying very far. I'm only flying 31 miles to Laughlin. Okay, we're going to Laughlin. So I could put. I know I can put just from experience. I could put about 1,100 pounds in there. All right. So what I want to do is I want to probably do like I could do. Let's see. This guy has like total of 8. All right. So we'll grab him. All right. And you'll see these show up on our page. Well, actually, we'll probably take this one. Okay. And then we'll probably take this one right here. Okay. So let's go to our loading page here, the live operations map. And I go to the plane. And there, when you go with whatever, if you land at an airport where there's jobs handpicked by your VA, I'm pretty sure this is what you'll see. You'll see those green jobs there. And you can, if you're part of the VA, you can pick whatever ones you can fit in your plane. All right. So these frozen food, although this has an expiration on it. Oh, can't do that one till Friday. Oh, I hate that. So we're not going to do that one. All right. So we're going to do. Let's see. Why doesn't it have the 800 pound? Oh, so we're going to do. We'll do this one. We'll do this one, and we'll do that one. Okay. Now we already have 408 gallons. Now let's see. So we still got. We actually that's pretty tight here. Okay. So we only have about 11 pounds to spare. So we're all good there. Okay. We're gonna confirm. Okay. And where are we going? We're going to KIFP. We don't need a co-pilot, so this is going to load up now. So now we're going. Well, let me get this going here. So while that's going, we're going to go to. We're at the KIGM. We're going to KIFP. Laughlin. And I hope, let me just see here. I got to do this. Settings, global settings. I want to do -6 just in case. Go back to here. Back to here. It's loading the jobs, hopefully. Yes. I'm going to go to IFP. All right. So now we got this going here. Like I said, short flight from Kingman. I want to show you guys Kingman too, because that's going to be our the group, the VA's at FBO, which is pretty cool. So Laughlin, we're going to have to. Here's a problem. Every time I start this up, I got to go to the filters, and I got to go down here, and I got to turn these on. It turns them off every single time you start up. Whenever you shut this thing down and start it up, you got to turn them back on. That's got to be fixed. All right, so we'll just use this as our waypoint, and we're gonna go. If you guys want to join me, I'm on the East server, the East US server at KIGM, and we're going to KIFP. If you want to join me, all right. So that's set. Let's get this. I want to change my call sign to tail number is N328 Tango Delta. All right, close. And fly. Oh, always in the way. Sorry. Thank you. I always do that. Watch out for those time sets. You have to wait for the pickup, but the mission will expire. Yeah, I know that. I kind of stay away from them. Take 6. They don't seem to make a whole lot of sense to me. I guess they're get more value out of them. I hope. I think. I kind of stay away from them. The medical ones you make a little bit more money on. You know. I think that really is more helpful when you're flying in smaller planes. But once you get into like the jets, it doesn't really make you're trying to pack as much as you can in there, you know. But yeah, so
Kilo India Golf Mike traffic Diamond November
all right,
328
so it's gonna
Tango
go
Delta taking
to
off runway 21 departure to the
that.
west.
We're gonna go straight out departure.
Kilo India Golf Mike traffic Diamond November 328 Tango Delta taking off runway 21 straight out departure.
We're gonna go 7,000 feet. I mean, we're not going far, so but I know there's some mountains and stuff ahead. So come on, dude. Why won't it go to 7? Come on, 7. All right, nav, virtual speed. This plane can handle about 800 feet per minute. It can handle a little bit more than that, actually. We gotta have our flaps set to take off. We've got we got the heater on there. Good to go. Diesel, yeah, I started to watch a few videos on it. It's going to take a little bit of time for me to get into that, but it looks very intriguing. Looks pretty cool. You don't want to just fly just to leave a paycheck to paycheck. Don't do that enough already. Oh, yeah, right. Oh. You know, I really do like OnAir, but like I've said before, there's a great simplicity to FS Economy that I really like too. So I'm not gonna, you won't see me abandoning FS Economy. It's got a cool simplicity to it. But this is definitely, OnAir is definitely the next level for sure. Yeah, exactly. You need to really kind of, and the problem is there's a lot to, I mean, the voice recognition is good. When I'm thinking about what it's going to be like in VR, because I fly mostly in VR, well, exclusively in VR and X-Plane. And when VR comes to this, I'm going to be flying exclusively in VR, maybe some 2D here and there, but so I have to think about how that's going to work, you know. But anyway, we're about to take off. Let's get in the air. We got a short flight to Laughlin. I skipped the startup procedure, guys. Sorry, but I wanted to get in the air here. Brakes off. Look at that change. See that scenery load? Boom, that snap scenery load.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
You know what I think happened there? I think I was I had an internet outage before, so I was running on local, and then I think what happened right there, everything just updated, and all of a sudden, boom, snap. I have to go back and look at a replay, because that'll be interesting. We're an hour and 8 into it, so I'm going to remember that and take a look at that. All right.
Airborne time locked.
Pretty sloppy takeoff, but that's all right. Gear up, flaps up, trim up, autopilot on.
Autopilot.
All right, let's make our way to Laughlin. Yeah, you know what, Take 6? I think that I'm probably just going to go right to VATSIM. Because for me in VR,
Los Angeles Center Diamond November
you don't want to be.
Delta is type Diamond to 621 miles southwest of Kilo India Golf Mike. Request flight following.
Diamond November 328 Tango Delta Los Angeles Center. Squawk 3216.
Squawk 3216 Diamond 8 Tango Delta.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
Diamond 8 Tango Delta radar contact 2 miles southwest of Kilo India Golf Mike 4,400 feet. Altimeter 29.92.
Copy Diamond 8 Tango Delta.
Yeah, thank you, Last Shadow. That was a pretty poor takeoff for sure. Got any sound? You can't hear the plane? You know why you can't hear the plane is because I've got this feature on, and it's an X-plane thing. I mean, MS 2020 thing. If I go here, I've got the sound canceling on, because otherwise it's so damn loud that you guys can't hear me. But their sound canceling needs to be a little bit louder. Needs to be a little bit louder. I mean, I could crank this up a little bit. You hear a plane, yeah. Navigraph is now doing beta on the new emulator to create data. Oh, that's for yeah, for pilot to ATC. What I was starting to say was that it's really cool, and if you're a 2D flyer, I think it's fine because you can use your mouse and click things and you do all the stuff you got to do. But when you're in VR, you don't have that luxury. So anything you can do with your voice is really good. So I'm probably going to use like VATSIM, get over my fear of talking to a live person, because I mean, I have this little fear of saying the wrong thing, when you're talking to a live person. Why is it? Oh, it's going to 7,000. Isn't that pretty? Oh, right. Right. Well, maybe I'll look at it. Well, I mean, actually, VATSIM, right now where we are here, this is all Pilot Edge area. That's why I kind of chose it. So I chose Kingman because it's in the Pilot Edge basic ZLA area. So if you've got the basic Pilot Edge service, you're covered here. So if you're part of the VA that I'm going to put together. Anyway. Yeah, Joe, I'm a musician. Like, I used to play in bands on stage, talk to the crowds, all that. I've done presentations. I'm a sales person, so I've done presentations in front of, 50, 60, 80 people. No problem doing that. But I have this little, because you're not confident about it, and it's a different kind of speak. Right? Now, I started to do Pilot Edge. I did it, a couple years ago, and I got up to like a Cat 5, I think, and I was doing pretty well with it and starting to get over my lack of confidence. It's really what it is. It's a lack of confidence. Yeah, it's a strange thing. It's like you have to speak this language, and you have to say things, but it's really, when you break it down, it's not that complicated. So, anyway. VR Tools has a feature where you can stream Pilot to ATC log file if you miss something. Oh, that's cool. You can have a co-pilot handle readback. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. All right, I'll have to check that out then. That's pretty cool. Yeah, guys, listen, please hit the like button if you're watching. Just scroll down a little bit take 1 second. Just hit that like button. Just helps the video, get some vision. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you're watching, please hit the subscribe. I'd appreciate that. And there's a little notification bell next to that. Hit that, and you'll get notified when I post a scheduled stream. And I usually schedule them at least, 8 hours ahead of time. So. Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a deeper look. I looked at VATSIM too, and I started to look at where they were doing ATC, and they've got a lot in the Northeast. They don't cover. I saw some in the LA area. It's spotty, you're right, because it's all volunteer and it's free, so it's not going to be as I mean, if you want live, you basically pay $20 a month and you get Pilot Edge, because Pilot Edge is really good. Pilot Edge is great. And in fact, they're just coming out with this video series on their YouTube channel where hey, Joe, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate that. They're coming out with they coming out with this video series on how to pass all the CAT ratings. They have CAT ratings there, which is I don't know what CAT stands for, but basically it's all VFR training, right? So you go from like flying non-tower to non-tower, then you go from non-tower to tower, then you go and you fly like a pattern at a towered airport, and you got to talk to ATC. Sacrilegious, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Jean, thanks for joining. How you doing? POSCON will be free. What is? Oh, what's POSCON? That's a new one. Okay, make a note of that. POSCON. That's the first time I've heard of that. POSCON. Let me see. POSCON. Next generation flight simulator. Ooh. Positive network control. The next generation flight simulation network. Massive multiplayer online network that connects users of various flight simulators with virtual. Oh. Free membership. Sign up today. Become. Okay. Dude, thank you very much. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get access. Can you put in a good word for me? How are they gonna make their money? I wonder, or do they care about that? Yeah, please do, man. Send it to. Do you have my email address? Do me a favor. Are you on the Discord, Jean? Oh, I have to register first. All right. All right. Just let's IM about it. I'll register and then I definitely want to check that out. It looks really cool. Is there like a client that you have while you're flying, and how do you think it'll work in VR? How do you think it'll translate as far as workload in VR? Okay, that's all I need to know. I thought you were a VR flyer. That's all I need to know. Okay, so you just use Habitat. All right, cool. Well, I found the website, so I'll definitely check it out. It looks like a good option. All right, Diesel. Give your dog a pat on the back. Slowing the plane down now. We should probably get our ass down here a little bit, so we're going to come down to 5K. You know, I would swear that the DA62 has the down here and the up here. I have to look at that. It just seems... I'm talking about the one on the X-Plane. You pre-ordered the Reverb. All right. Yeah, I got one. I have one too. I have one on order too. I got an email from a couple days ago. Saying that they're not ready to ship yet, but they haven't forgotten about me. I said, okay. Why aren't we going down? Oh, because I set it at 58 because I'm blind. All right, we got to get down in a hurry here, guys. Otherwise, we'll be making one of my classic 40-degree approaches. Use the Oculus for iRacing. Yeah, I got motion sickness, man, when I was trying to use iRacing with my Rift. I got bad ocean, and I never get it, and I couldn't do it. Destination is Laughlin, KIFP. Charles, thanks for joining the stream, man. Good to see you. I see they abandoned the Rift. Yeah, they did. They abandoned the Rift, and they're going to the data gathering Quest 2. That you must have a Facebook account to use, and you must be logged into your Facebook account to use it. And yeah, we're kind of terribly high here. But we're okay. There's our airport. We should be all right. What the hell? No, I know Dirt Rally I wouldn't be able to do. The first time I ever got sick in a flight sim was Project Cars 1 or 2? No, Project Cars 1. That was one of the first VR experience I ever had in a racing. And I tried the kart racing. Oh my God, I got so sick. Because everything is just flying by fast, and the frame rates weren't high enough. And oh, it just whacked me out. It was awful. All right, I gotta stick this landing, boys. Yeah, I was thinking about trying Assetto. You know, for me, flight sim is so. All right, we're gonna get our flappage on, get our gear down. Yeah, I do have a wheel. I have the Logitech G902, whatever it is, which I'm actually thinking about selling because I just don't use it. I don't do enough racing. It's not my. It's fun once in a while. Like I do it like once a year. You know, for me, it's flying. I just love flying. Subnautica, yeah, I heard that was pretty good. You get the urge to hold your breath. Did you ever do the ISS mission? It's a Oculus thing. You probably did. That's pretty cool. The space station.
Wind 250
cool.
at 3 knots.
Laughlin Tower Diamond November Tree 28 Tango Delta is 2 miles south with Alpha to land.
Give me a clearance. We're much closer than 2 miles.
Tango Delta Laughlin Tower. Mid straight in runway tree 4.
We're much.
Altimeter 29.9er.
We're 2 miles away, dude. We're like right here. I think
Fly
you're
straight in runway tree 4 Diamond 8 Tango Delta.
I think your radars are messed up. I almost dropped the F-bomb there, dude. I caught myself.
Landing time log.
Not bad.
Diamond 8
Landed
Tango
at Kilo
Delta.
India
You were not
Fox
cleared to
Papa.
land.
Laughlin
Okay, well, you
slash
thought I was
Fox
2 miles
India.
away. Yeah, I'm at the right airport. This is Laughlin. Absolutely. I better be. Yeah, this is Laughlin. Are you at the right airport? Wouldn't that be funny if I'm not? I just said, let's
Diamond
see.
8 Tango Delta. You were not cleared to land.
Oh, be
Clear
quiet.
the runway.
Okay. She's mad at me. You hear that? Did you hear that little twinge in her voice? Clear the runway. Did you catch that? Huh? Did you catch that? Clear the runway.
Diamond 8 Tango Delta. You were not cleared to land. Clear the runway.
See? She's got to say it twice, just in case I didn't hear. Well, what happens if I cancel my landing intentions?
Laughlin Tower Diamond 8 Tango Delta, cancel landing intention.
Diamond 8 Tango Delta, your cancellation is received.
Who's Bullhead? What is that, Bullhead? That's weird. All right, we're kind of rolling out here because I'm going to be turning around here and doing an about face. So, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's just. We're stopping on the runway. I don't care. All right. So, as you know, in OnAir, you have to stop the car, stop the plane. So I have that map to do that super easy. Boom, plane's off.
Engine off, time logged. End of flight, registered in OnAir company.
You had me worried there last shot that I was at the wrong airport. Start her up again. Boom. Okay, so let's see how we did. So there's our flight. Little bit of reputation gauge there, and yeah. So we didn't make a lot. So, but we can go to. Funny story, a pilot landed an airline at an airport just a couple of miles from our house. It was the wrong airport. He was supposed to land at PDX International, which was about, wow, that's, I'm sure that, well, fog, okay. We'll give him a break on the fog. So if we go to here, and we go to here, because this is the only way I found to actually see what happened with your flight financially. They really need to have, like, click a thing and shows you exactly how much you made. All right. So let's see. This is what we made from the VA. We got charged $154 for renting the plane. We paid a $30 landing fee. Okay. So as again, I rented this plane on my own. Even though I'm flying for the VA, I've got to pay the landing fee and the rent. Okay. But I'm getting a 70% cut of it. So if I go now to the VA, all right. Oh, gotcha. Okay. If I go to the VA and I go here, you could see pilots paid on cargo. Is this the one? So incomes was $660. You paid the pilot $466. So that's 70%. Yeah. So we basically paid off. We get to keep a little bit of it. All right. All right. So that's basically that. So that's how it kind of works, which you need to know how it works. Oh, sorry, my bad. Let me show you. Sorry, bad. So what I'm showing you here is we're back in. This is me as the pilot. All right. So you can see here, I got paid $805, $448, and $462, right, for that job, and I had to pay out of pocket $154.73 to rent the plane, and $30. Luckily, there was gas in there, so I didn't have to pay for any fuel. So that's cool. And if I go to the VA, I'll do this again here. So I go to the VA. You can see down here. Let's see. This is the first one. The income was $660, paid out $462. $640, paid out $448. $1150, paid out $805. Right. So that's basically 70%. So that's how it works when a pilot rents the plane on their own. All right. So now. Let's see. First thing I need to do here is I need to go. Well, I guess I can do that. You know what? I'm gonna go out and just set it in the dopey world thingy because it just makes it just easier to enter it into that G1000. It's awful, if you ask me. It's not realistic at all, and you can't put waypoints in. At least I haven't figured out how to do it. All right, so let's see. We're going from IFP. We're going to back to Kingman, and we're leaving IFP Bullhead. Thank you for that explanation, by the way. We're gonna hang a righty, and we're gonna land here. Let me see. Can I land there? No, we'll land here. And we need a waypoint to line us up. So we'll go with this guy right here. And we'll go with this guy right here. All right. I keep doing that. I keep doing that. All right. So there's our mission, right? IFP to Kingman. Simple. All right. Boom. Yeah, I know. I have a Stream Deck thing. I just keep forgetting to do it. Anyway, are you guys all subscribed to my channel? Because if you're not, you should hit that big red subscribe button. I use OBS, and I have a small Stream Deck that I used to, like, I can just basically pull it on air like that. Boom, 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 boom. Or if I want to do, I can do this and show you. Ooh, hold on. Take that off and do this. This is, if you want to join the OnAir Airline Manager Users Group on Facebook, make sure you just type that in there and join the group. We got about 66 people, and it's pretty cool. So check that out. So I can turn off that.
Diamond November 328 Tango Delta cleared for takeoff runway 34 departure to the east approved.
Look at that cool building up there.
Cleared for takeoff runway 34 Diamond 8 Tango
All right,
Delta.
so we're good there. So we're going to go to here. And now we want to fill the plane. I already put together jobs on the way back. I plucked them with the airline. So I know I could fit about 1,100 pounds, right? So I actually should be able to take all of these printed magazines, this one, and this one, right? Yeah. And I got 369 in gas, plenty of gas to get back. I just kind of want to level all these out. So I'm going to buy $11 worth of fuel. I don't like the fact that they were all little obsessive compulsive there, don't you think? All right. So going back to Kingman. KIGM. M. And we're loading up our thing here. So let's get the plane ready to go. All right, so we're gonna go nav. We're gonna go altitude. We could probably do 6K. Vertical speed up, and that should be it. Pitot heat on. Ready to roll. Yeah, it's a classified route. The problem is, see, I don't have my beer tonight. I'm drinking club soda. I usually have a Corona with me. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? I don't know. All right, I think we're ready to roll here, or close to it. We got all of our weightage, electronic devices, equipment pallets, printed magazines, 1,100 pounds. Perfect. Okay, stuff all going back to Kingman. And 3 of these are actually VA jobs. And, yeah, alternate airport. Look at this. We're going to Kingman, but our alternate airport is where we're taking off from. That's interesting. Oh no, Corona, yeah. Corona beer. Beer. I'm sure they love that their brand name is related to that word. All right, make sure I turn OnAir off. OnAir is off. All right, setting up the tracking page. And we're going to do start tracking. And
your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Okay, thank you. Get rid of that. And we are good to go. So we're going to do this quick flight and get these pineapples to Hawaii. One thing about the DA is it's not a turbo, so you can run it max. It's got those two, I think the Mercedes engines, actually, smaller Mercedes engines. Does about, at altitude, you could probably get it at about 150 knots, somewhere in 160 knots. At least the X-Plane one is about 162. So it's pretty quick. I tell you, the ground handle, they got to fix the sensitivity on these pedals, man. It's way too sensitive. I'm just barely moving it. All right. I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did, Chef.
Airborne
All right, we're taking
time
off. Gear up. Flaps up. We're not flying no stinking runway heading. We're not flying no stinking runway heading. All right, let's get the autopilot on.
Engaging
Boom.
autopilot.
Diamond 8 Tango Delta, continue for east departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Laughlin Tower Diamond November 328 Tango Delta, continue for east departure.
Kyber, I will tell you, I bought a lot of Carenado planes. And there's only 2 planes that I bought from them that I thought were worth the money. One was the B1900D for X-Plane. That's a very good plane. Even though it had a few glitches, it's a really, really nice model plane. And it flies pretty well. And the other is the PC-12. Those 2 planes are great. I love it. Those planes are great. One of the worst planes I ever spent money on, though, was, I remember I have to climb up here pretty fast. We got these mountains here. Was their SR-22? Oh, what a dog that was. So, but I don't know how the M20 is. I'm not sure. But yeah, those 2 were my favorites from Carenado. They're 208. Eh. Initially dropped because people were weird. Yeah, well, every Carenado plane looks great for sure. No, I didn't get the reality pack for it. I didn't get the reality pack for it.
Laughlin Tower Diamond
They came out
November
with a second
328
release
Tango
that
Delta,
really
frequency
improved
change.
it quite a bit, especially the ground handling
Los
and
Angeles
stuff.
Center Diamond November 328 Tango Delta is type Diamond to 62 5 miles east of Laughlin.
Oh, wait, they
Request flight following.
didn't update it? They just re-released it?
Diamond November 328 Tango Delta, Los Angeles Center.
That thing's a piece of
Squawk
crap, man.
3032.
Don't waste your money. You want an
Squawk
SR-22
3032
for
Diamond
X-Plane,
8 Tango
you
Delta.
buy the one from Torxon. That one is awesome.
Diamond 8 Tango Delta.
The
radar
one, that
contact
plane
6
from
miles
Torxon
east
is
of
probably
Laughlin,
one of the
3,400
best
feet.
planes I've ever bought.
Altimeter 29.902.
The SR-22. G2, I guess, or G3. I think it's a
Copy
G3.
Diamond 8 Tango Delta.
That is a great plane. We're just gonna make it over these mountains. We'll be okay. Yeah, it's a great plane. Torxon, SR-22. But the one from Carenado, I bought that plane. That was the first plane I ever bought because I was so enamored with the Cirruses, you know. And I saw that and it looked so great. Oh my God, in VR, I got a headache flying that thing in VR. It's awful. It's terrible. I probably have some old videos of flying. I probably loved it back then, but when I look at what's available now, it's yeah, it's not very good. And they never had a G1000 that worked. They tried to do some sort of system in that SR22 that didn't work. Just didn't work. Couldn't navigate with it. You know. Anyway, so we're flying our second leg of our VA mission, virtual airlines mission. We're actually flying for a VA, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so let's hope that OnAir adds the features that we know need to be added, and I think you're going to see once that happens. I really do think you're going to see. I could actually just set altitude here. I think you're going to see a major influx in. I think you're going to see a major influx in VA use on them. When I set up my VA, there was only like about 10 of them. Now there's dozens and dozens on OnAir. But anyway. Yeah, you see, so we've got we're getting 160 knots out of this plane. Not bad. I tell you, I'm pretty pleased with the FS 2020 version of the SR22. There's something. I mean, the Ti SC2. There's some things missing that are different than I don't know if these are all working. All right, so this doesn't work. That sucks. The ECU test doesn't work. So how the hell are you supposed to test the engine when you're taking off? So you can't take that back. This is basically how you do your run up right here. This doesn't work. That works. Well, the alternator's got to work, but you can't test the ECU. That's weak. That doesn't work. Fuel pumps work. That doesn't work. Yeah, I know. The Cessna starts without prime in it. Well, it's supposed to be an authentic simulator, right? Isn't it supposed to be authentic? That works. Okay, that's good. That works. I'm sure the switch panels don't work. No, they don't work. The fuse panel, it doesn't work. Well, on the 1NX plane, everything functions. Airbus did an amazing job with that plane. It's a great plane. That's disappointing. Yeah. You know my motto about FS 2020. If you haven't heard it before, I'll say it again. It's the South Park analogy. If you ever saw the Integrity Burger episode in South Park when Randy comes up with the slogan for the Integrity Burger, which is basically a burger that's made out of stems and leaves from the cannabis plant excess from his weed farm. And here's the motto. His motto is, "Tastes like S, you won't care." So my motto for FS20 is, "Flies like crap, you won't care." Because it's so pretty. It flies like crap, but you won't care because it's so pretty. It is pretty, but it flies like crap. And I'm not a real world pilot. I think, Jean, I think you are, right? I think you are, if I remember correctly. Anyway, yeah, I thought you were. You said, because I remember you saying that you flew a real 72, and you thought that FS 2020's version was actually better than the X-Plane version, if I remember correctly. So maybe I'm speaking out of turn. But I just go by
Kilo India
what I
Golf
fly
Mike
in
traffic
X-Plane.
Diamond
You know?
November 328 Tango Delta 10 miles southwest 5,500 feet inbound to land runway 3.
I'll tell you for sure the SR-22 and that was ground handling. That's right, that was ground handling. You're right. I remember the conversation now. I didn't miss my airport, did I know? The rest sucks, but I would tell you right now, the SR-22 in FS 2020 compared to Torque Sim, there's like no comparison whatsoever. Where the hell's Kingman? I gotta make a left into Kingman here. Oh, really? Have to try that.
Kilo India Golf Mike traffic Diamond November 328 Tango Delta is on final runway 3 to land.
All right, I'll have to try that. All right, so we're on our way to VA. I'm wondering if I should buy. Now, if I buy a DA62, I'm probably the first one. First of all, would you, if you guys are interested in the virtual airline I'm going to set up, would you be interested in flying? Because here's why I want to do the DA62. It's got one more seat than the TBM. All right, TBM has 5 seats in this simulator, in this game. Even though it should have 6 or 7, it only has 5. Okay, so I thought getting a DA62, because in Microsoft Flight Simulator there is one, you can carry more people and you can make a little bit more money with it. But would you guys rather have a TBM at your disposal or a DA62 at your disposal? TBM 930 I'm talking about, the one in FS 2020. Just type in the chat which one you'd rather have if you were part of the VA. If you could, please. Kyber says TBM. TBM. Yeah, but not in OnAir. OnAir it only has 5 seats.
Wind 260 at 3 knots.
All right, so you would fly the DA62, Kyber. Would you want a DA62 that's, yeah, I know, it's not right, and I asked them to change it. TBM. Would you fly, Kyber, would you fly the DA62 MFS version or X-Plane? Okay, MFS. So far, it looks like the TBM's winning. The TBM's a little bit more expensive. I can pick, see, that's the thing. I could pick up a DA62 for like $250,000. And we'll look at it after this, okay? But the TBM is like $400,000, and it carries less people. Now, I know it's faster.
Landing time logged. Landed at Kilo India Golf Mike, Kingman.
You're good with both, okay. Oh, you won't be able to get into twins until you have, okay. The Bravo throttles. You'll do the D8 check ride soon. Because I'll show you what I mean. It's like, I think it's a better value because it flies as far. Maybe, no. TBM could fly 800 miles. I've actually flown at 900 miles. It flies Let me get this parking brake on.
Engine
1,400
off, time
pounds, just
logged.
like the TBM.
End of flight. Registered in OnAir company.
6 people versus 5. The only difference is TBM's faster. It goes about 50, 60 knots faster. And it can go further. So, I don't know. Let's look at it, I guess. Let's take a look. All right, so let's go to OnAir here. It's slower, yeah. It's slower. Like this one I'm flying here is for sale for like a $250,000. Well, maybe I'll buy both. Maybe we'll buy both. We got the money. Let's see. So if we go to this plane here, the one I'm in. Oh yeah, practical range is 879, so that's about the same. 1,400 pound payload. 150 knots, really 160 knots. Okay. 6 passengers. Okay. So now let's go search up TBM, single engine, turbo, TBM. This one here, right? See that? 1,400 pounds, 5 seats. Seriously? It should be 7 seats. Here's an FSX version that's got 8 seats. Who made it 5? But if you look at these, all right, let's check them out. And let's see, where are we? KIGM, right? The prices are much higher. I mean, if you want a good condition one, oh, there's one for $285. Oh, there's one for sale right here at IFP for $300. Or close by at IFP. I don't think you can. You're living by the same rules that everybody else lives in this world. So you can't take a TBM. I mean, you can upload different variants, but they're deleting a lot of things that people try to do. They try to modify them. You know what? Maybe we'll just buy both of them. Now we got to look at hours too, right? So here's hours. Let's see, 22,000 hours. This thing it's got 22,000 hours on it. Airframe is considered high for 20,000 hours. So I mean, I can't buy a plane that's good. Here's one here. 229. Ooh, that's actually a good deal, right? E78. Okay, so that might be one. 229. You write that down because I'll forget because there's no way to keep track of it. 229. Where is it? E78. I want to make sure that's a flyable airport because we have to go get it and fly it back. And it's only got 2,300 hours on it. This is actually a really good deal. It's 224 nautical miles away. That's a hop, skip, and a jump, though, right? E78. Yeah, so maybe what we'll do is we'll buy this guy. We'll buy 2 planes. We'll buy the T because I want to save up for a longitude, but I think people joining the group first are going to be wanting to fly these 2 kind of planes, right? So maybe a Baron too. TBM's popular, so let's look at the details here. .220 knots, bigger range, 5 passengers, 1,400 pounds. You're mostly carrying cargo anyway, so it's probably better to get it there fast. I'm just trying to logic my way into buying this plane, right? All right, so let's go look at Let's see. Let's go look at E70. Well, let's go into. We're going to buy in the virtual airline anyway, so not make the mistake of. Let's not to make the mistake of buying it in the wrong place. So let's go to the virtual airline. And we got $1.5 million to play with, so we could easily afford 2 planes. Maybe we'll buy 2 planes. Why not? That's the fun of it, buying stuff. All right, so let's go to let's see, airports. E78 cells display. All right, we got gas. Is this an airstrip? We could fly out of there. We got. We'd have to transport there to get it. All right, what do you think, guys? What do you think? Right there. TBM 930. It's really good. It's a good value, 229. Yay or nay? Yay or nay? What do you guys think? We got $1.5 million worth of cash burn a hole. Yay, yay. All right. All I needed was 2. Boom! Guess what? We just bought our first airplane. Nice. All right, so we got that one. Now we're going to go to... We're going to have to bring that one back. Remember that one. I'm making a note. Fly it back to Kingman. Pop the champagne. That's right, man. First plane purchased. Nice. All right, so we got a TBM. And the next thing we're going to do, we're going to buy another plane. We're going to buy 2 planes. 2 freaking planes. So where are we now? We're at, let's go to airports. And we are at our home base of Kingman. Display. Yeah, we bought a plane. Search aircraft. And where's that DA62? Where is that DA62? C256. It's a little bit more expensive. Oh, we could have bought this one right here for $276. But look, that's 10,000 hours. See, what I liked about this one, it's only got 6,400 hours. It's a little on the high side, isn't it? Look at Baron, 602. Look at Baron. All right, so we know we got this one here. Let's just do a little value shopping here. Airplanes. Let's do a little bit. It's 250 something, right? So let's go to twin engine, multi-engine land, DA62. Search. This guy. All right, let's sort by price. 227. Lot less miles. See, good thing we looked. P01, only 177 miles away. We're saving 30 grand. We're getting less hours on the plane. Here's one, 44 miles away, 1G4, 1,300 and a little bit more expensive. This is a better deal. That's a better deal right there. Wouldn't you say? Let's just make sure. Here's the details on that. We want low hours, right? I'm assuming. Where the hell is this plane? See, why don't they show you here? So, because you forgot. I forgot where the hell it is. Doesn't say location. Just put location in here. One G4, 244. 1G. Good thing we looked. 1G4. All right. Let's go check out 1G4. Airports 1G4. Oh, Grand Canyon West. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I know where that is. I know 1G4. All right, airport, aircraft. This is it right here. 244. 1,300 hours. I'm gonna have to buy an X-plane one too, guys, but not tonight. I'm gonna have to buy an X-plane version too because I love to fly that so much. All right, boom. Now we could be. I'm gonna be renting these out too, you know, until we build out the. So we'll have a little bit of income coming in for the group here. So here we go. 2 planes. 2 planes, right? Why not? Boom. Boom. Guess what? We own 2 planes. Nice. All right, we got to get the. This is a DA62 MSF, and this is a TBM. All right, so now we own 2 planes. Let's check that out and see what that aircraft. What? Aircraft usage tree. What is that? Interesting. I never saw this before. Is this for everybody who's playing the game? Look at everybody who flies the Bonanza. 208. What is this? This is weird, man. It's interesting. Anyway, sorry. Never saw that before. So how do we see our planes? FBOs. Wait. Manage aircraft. Okay, there we go. Use our 2 aircraft. Beautiful. Look at that. Dude, we have 2 airplanes in our virtual airline. That's awesome. All right, so I'm gonna have to. I guess let me just see. Can I? Did I set the rents and stuff on these? I guess here. Aircraft details. Workshop. Well, let's look at the details. Okay, I could set the rent. Allow renting for players. Last run. Put on the market. Okay. Not rented. So neither of these. Now accept you guys in. We'll get to that, dude. All right, so I can rent them out, which I'll probably do. And but first I want to get them back to Kingman, I think. And they're not too far, so boy, that's pretty cool. So we have an FBO and we have 2 planes. Now, how much money do we have left? Let's just see here. A little bit, $1 million. All right, so we got $1 million. Still got $1 million. So with that $1 million, my next goal is to buy a Longitude. Well, I guess I got to buy a DA62. Let's see how much a DA62 is for X-plane, because that's the one I really like to fly. Wait, what am I doing here? Generate aircraft, search and generate. Boom. Multi-engine land, DA62. X-plane Diamond. Okay, that's the one we want. We're gonna go KGIGM, Kingman. Search. A little bit more expensive. We want to get down to the low hours. 219. 219. All right, we'll keep that in mind. That's a good price for that, 219. Let's take a look at the longitudes, because that's our next goal. So longitude. I already looked at the Challengers. They're like 7 million. So we got to get some. We got to get some coinage before we can do that. Search. All right, so we can actually go further out, but let's see. The lowest price one. Let's see. That's a lot of miles, a lot of hours. We're over hours in that. So here's one, not for sale. Here's one low hours, 2.3 million. All right. So we need 2.3 million. We got to save about 2.5 million more to get that plane. So that means if I do 10 full runs at like 300K a piece, it's probably going to be about 1,800 miles. So that's 18. I got to fly 18,000 miles to do that. In the Challenger. That's doable. All right, cool. Anyway, we accomplished a lot tonight, man. Did our first VA flights. We bought my first VA planes, and now I got to get them back to the FBO and get them rented out, and we're slowly but surely building this thing up. And I know when the time is right, a lot of you guys are going to come on, and it'll be lots of fun, and we're going to have contests and stuff like that and make it cool. Maybe some special prizes to make it even cooler, and make it a real part of the stream, which is what that's kind of what I'm thinking, you know. Just like I do with FS Economy, make it part of the stream, which is kind of cool. So, any event, all right, I think that's going to do it for tonight, guys. I appreciate you guys all hanging out. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please do, and the notification button, and hit that like button. That's really helpful too. That just gets the video up in the searches so people can see it and join us and get involved with OnAir. The more people that are involved with OnAir, the better, because it's just going to make it better and better and better. So I'm thoroughly engaged with it. I know a lot of you guys are. Chef, take care. Thanks for hanging out, guys. All you guys, thanks for hanging out. And I'll be back Thursday. Thursday will probably be FS Economy. You're welcome, Take6. Thanks for stopping by. Thursday will probably be FS Economy. Not sure what plane yet. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe an X plane. We'll see. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and have a great rest of the week. Take care.